going on YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. So, Tekken 8's Game Awards trailer came out. I was more than excited for that. It was just phenomenal to see how Tekken has grown and its visual fidelity amongst all things that they showed in that trailer. Now, Harada did do a breakdown on the trailer, and specifically what I want to highlight in this video here is going over the little heat drive system, whatever they got going on here, and kind of take a look at it, because I'm seeing there's a lot of uproar right now about this mechanic. And yeah, let's just get to it. Let's see what Harada has to say, and we'll just speak on it, right? Let's get to it. All right, Harada, spit.
So here at 34 seconds, we see Lars is rooting for Jin. Can you tell us about Lars' place in Tekken 8's story? We also see him fighting Jack 8 and showing off the new heat system. Tekken 8's core concept is aggressive. Could you talk about what influenced that concept and what that means for Tekken 8's gameplay, how the heat system plays into that?
Okay.
So first there's, like you said, Lars appears in the trailer rooting for Jin. You can kind of see their relationship throughout the series, but this time you can do it Jin Kazama, he's saying. So I think it kind of gives people watching the trailer a good idea of the kind of dynamic there with those two, that he's supporting Jin in his journey this time, right? And then regarding the heat system, it's like you said, you see it in the trailer as he's fighting against Jack 8. But this is really designed to change the game in a positive way from past installments. That it's the same with real martial arts, but with fighting games as well. If you have two people who have a really similar skill level, sometimes neither can go on attack or open themselves up. You know, it leaves you vulnerable, perhaps. So you'll just see people staring each other down, I guess you could say, right? We wanted to break that up. So the heat system really kind of rewards players for going on the offense and to maybe poke holes in their opponent's defense, because it's more fun for the people playing, but also for people watching the game, it's more of an enjoyable spectator experience. So this was designed to kind of really reflect the core concept of Tekken 8 of being an aggressive game, and to kind of change up the gameplay in that manner. So this is the first time we're showing it off, and we hope to talk about it more in the future. So we hope everyone's looking forward to hearing more details.
All right, so let's talk about it, right? So I think with this new heat system that they're pushing here, you know, they're obviously trying to push offense with this new heat system, right? And Harada did mention it already about two players playing of equal skill. It might be very difficult to crack open their defense. And I do think that Harada is just doing his best to follow the current trends of fighting games, which is to find ways to make the games more appealing to bigger audiences. It's very clear they want Tekken to be a lot larger than what it is. I do believe that I don't feel that a lot of legacy heads have to be that worried, because they've gone through 7 mainline iterations and then 2 tag games where, and if you want to count Tekken Revolution, I guess, you know, they've pretty much kept the core of Tekken in like enabled. It's still intact. They're not really veering too far away from its overall general dynamic. I think this new dash cancel mechanic and the heat system or whatever, I do think that some people, from what I've seen on Twitter, have been making it kind of more overblown than what it really is. Like, it's no different than, like, you know, I guess dash cancels for me, as someone who's played a lot of 2D games, especially in the anime sphere, I've seen more than enough dash cancels in my time that, like, seeing Jin do forward 4-2 into dash cancel is kind of like whatever to me. I think personally it adds another dynamic to the game, because it's pretty clear they're trying to like not make the game as super spaced out as it used to be. You can even see it in the gameplay trailer, the very first one that they did of PlayStation State of Play, where, you know, Kazuya does the 4-4-3 or whatever, his little axe kick, and then you block it, and then like Jin doesn't get pushed back. Like, they were definitely showing off the new system in that video, and it was pretty, I don't know, to me it was pretty obvious that they're trying to make the game more up close and less further out, because currently in Tekken, especially high level, you'll see a lot of Korean backdashing, which we all know is a part of the game, especially for you Tekken heads. We already know this, right? We already know Korean backdash is just a part of the game. It's a way for you to make opponents whiff and whiff punish them, etc., etc. That is a given. For those of you that don't know that, that's what that is for. That's why when you see them kind of punching back and backing up, you're seeing that, and that's for that purpose, right? However, with this game, it's very clear, and it's been stated already, they want it to be a more aggressive game. And I think the reason for this is they are trying to follow not just the trends of newer fighting games, but just the latest games as a whole. Like, there's always action happening. If there's a lull, then there's going to be action that's going to follow it right afterwards. You know what I mean? So FPS games, mobile games, there's always like a lull and then there's action, and lull and then there's big action. In fighting games, that does happen a lot, but I feel like maybe in this instance they're trying to lower the downtime in between making a decision. You know what I mean? In addition to backdashing, coming back to that for a moment, you know, in high level play, what you see happen more often than not is in tournament play, you'll see players play a match. One player loses, the other player picks, the losing player ends up picking Infinite Azure, and they're just backdashing their ass off. They're not trying to play the wall game because they don't want to play at the wall, you know. And yeah, they just go back to old Tekken roots where it's just infinite stage and you have to hit me, you know what I mean? And at that point, you know, there are so much things that you can do in terms of running away from your opponent after doing damage, etc., etc. So it feels to me like they're trying to eliminate that kind of playstyle. Like, and I know to some that might feel like that's bad because that's always been in Tekken, but I think they're trying to do away with traditional things while trying to introduce newer things and not make it as jarring. I at the moment do not feel like this current thing that they showed off feels as jarring. It just seems like a move that gives you plus frames to let you dash cancel, and if it's plus enough to where they have to respect you, then you can start your offense. But that's just it. It does come at the cost. Maybe it costs meter. You know, they were implementing, you know, meter management style things in Tekken 7 with the 2D characters. So if there's a meter attached to it, then I think that that's fine. I don't think that they're going to have it where it's going to be some infinite Jin 442 dash cancel times till dead. That's not, I think people think way too extreme, you know, when it comes to these things. There's got to be a requirement for this, and I wouldn't be surprised if this is attached to a meter. DOA 6 did something where there was a meter based system as well. You know, they did have a little force stocks there for meter to do certain things in the game. So I can see this taking that same step. You know what I mean? There's nothing yet about rage arts and rage drives. I'm pretty sure those are still in the game. Most likely, this is just another added bonus to the system. If you ask me, I think it adds another layer of depth to the game, because now you're implementing moves that have a real purpose. I know what you're thinking. Come on, dude. What do you mean a real purpose? Tons of moves in Tekken have purpose, for sure. That's not what I'm saying. What I mean is, like, it helps to put more emphasis on these moves and cut back the fluff on a lot of the strings and things like that that are in Tekken currently, to make the game a lot less bloated of moves and have more important moves for the player to play around. Now, if the heat moves are just maybe 1 or 2 per character, that's fine. You know what I mean? But we don't know yet. I'm just speculating and I'm just talking, right? But I believe full force that, like, Tekken 8 is in good hands. Totally. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you guys that Bandai Namco's always done the best, you know, balancing, the best readjustments and all the other good stuff, but I do feel like Tekken 7 was a huge success, and regardless of how you may feel about it, it brought a lot of new players to play Tekken and still held on to its legacy despite kind of lowering that barrier. And I feel like this is just another way to do it. You know what I mean? They're just trying their best to, like, lower the barrier of entry and not make it so jarring for newer players who want to play the games. With that being said, I can't stress it enough. I really do feel like this game is going to be in good hands. I'm very excited to play it. I've always been a big Tekken head. You guys may or may not have known that. I've always really enjoyed Tekken. I've always liked playing the games. I never was super duper competitive with them outside of maybe Tekken 6 and maybe Tekken 5, but I did play a ton. This is a series I've kind of just grown up with, and who knows, maybe if this is a really good game, or I find it, or I deem it super fun, you know, I could take it super serious, because it's looking to be not just visually appealing, but the system already has me intrigued with them trying to push offense. So who knows? But yeah, not make this too long. Let me know how you guys feel about the new heat system in Tekken 8. Talk to me, let me know. Is there something that you're concerned about? Are you not concerned? Are you just waiting, kind of just speculating? You know, Let me know in the comments below. But yeah, with that being said, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Take care, peace and love. Stay safe out here in these holiday streets, all right? Peace.